Marcy, are you happy? Okay, great. So we're going to open the doors now. And when everyone comes in, everyone who's in this room right now, and Lorenzo, Dave, Jack, might need your help.
Well, welcome to day 3. We'll be getting started in about 2 minutes, so folks can find their seats. We got some programming. I'll walk through the agenda here shortly. All right, if we can find our seats, we'll get started here. Welcome to day 3. Get the agenda slides up. Everyone ready for day 3? Did you have plenty of beverages last night? I'm noticing the crowd's a little smaller this morning. It might take a while for folks to get warmed up. Yeah. Well, once we get the agenda slides up, I'll give you a little overview of what we're going to do today here in this room and what we'll be hearing from our friends in Kenya, as well as some of the options here in the hallways as well. All right, we got the slides up. If I could get everyone's attention as you find your seats, it'd be great. So starting now, we're going to have a conversation from our friends in Nairobi around the evolution of the Constitution. We're going to then welcome Adam to the stage to continue our voting around the future workstream chair elections. So we started that off yesterday afternoon. We'll be wrapping that up this morning. And then we'll move to our delegate introductions. We'll kind of kick it back over to Kenya. They've got some presentations that they prepared that they wanted to share. And then we'll move into SPO voting. And then finally, we'll wrap up with a future of the community pathway. So also, optionally, you can attend some panels and activities in these rooms. So Salon Verde is on this end of the hall. If you go all the way to the right, you'll find it, kind of nestled just past the stairwell. And if you go to the left, you'll find Salon Azul just before the bathrooms on the right. So to the left on the right and to the right on the right, you'll find these two rooms. In Salon Verde, you'll see we're having introduction to Cardano in English, introduction to Cardano in English again at 10:45. And then we have strengthening DREP participation, followed by SPO node demonstration. And let's see, I haven't seen all these yet. This registration desk, journey to Cardano, read the Constitution at Salon de Presidios. I would say check in with your event staff if you're trying to locate those rooms. And in the Reformer Hall, you have an opportunity to read the Constitution, the Hydra Doom play. I think that's Doom running on Hydra, which is like pretty interesting with this awesome release of Hydra that just came out. That's like, what is this, like #2 fastest blockchain? Is that right? Is that what I heard? Oh, that's pretty incredible. So then we got the fastest. Did I hear that from Sam? Is that what I heard? Amazing. #1. All right, how about a round of applause for #1? Amazing. I love it. And then I think just note that there's plenty of things to do here in Buenos Aires, lots of activities and whatnot. And I'm just going to go ahead and kick it over to our friends. Do we have the feed from Kenya? Can we get that up so that we can welcome our friends Michael and Mercy? We've been seeing Mercy a lot. She's been very active and busy this week. And I want to kick it over to them to share a little bit about the evolution of the Constitution. Thank you. Welcome.
Hi, everyone from Nairobi. So it sounds like you all have been having a great time in Buenos Aires. We're having an awesome time here in Nairobi, too. I think some of us went on a safari this morning. Is that right? Did anyone? You guys went on a safari?
No.
What animals did you guys see? Lions, giraffes, hippos. So we are very much enjoying the Nairobi experience here. So hi, everyone, again. My name is Michael Madoff. I started the Voltaire program at Input Output as the group product manager for governance. And at one of the workshops we held last year, I was seated next to this amazing woman here, Mercy. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Mercy. Everybody knows me as Mercy. I am in charge of partnerships at WADA Global, but I have also been involved over the past 2 years, actually, with the Civics Committee and also the Constitution Drafting Working Group. And I feel very humbled, honored, privileged to actually be on stage right now. Thank you.
Yeah, and Mercy's been doing an amazing job as our chair all week. And so, sorry. Before we begin, I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge two members of our community that are no longer with us. The first is Matthew Plumman, the founder of Moneta USDM, and a much-loved and respected member of the Cardano community who recently passed away. The other was my predecessor, Phil Chang, who was deeply passionate about the power and potential of decentralized governance to bring about a better world. And as we enter this next stage in the age of Voltaire, I wanted to acknowledge their legacy and contributions to the field that made this day possible and celebrate them. When we started this journey back in Edinburgh in 2022, I never imagined we would actually make it to this point today of having a constitutional convention on 2 continents. I've been thinking lately about the choice of Voltaire, the historical figure, as the representative of this segment of the Cardano roadmap. He lived through a time of great technological change and upheaval, where old institutions were being called into question. As a foundational thinker of the Enlightenment, he changed the paradigm for human interaction and governance. And if you're listening here today, you probably recognize that our world is undergoing such a shift. We're moving away from this world that's governed by hand-drawn lines on ancient maps where people on one side of the line have access to a financial system and people on the other side of the line do not. People on the other side of the line may not even have the right to travel to conventions they've been invited to, and there's a lot of unfairness in these systems in the world that we're trying to solve through Cardano. And so Voltaire as a program is about creating the building blocks for maximizing broad-based participation in Cardano governance. Specifically, there are 3 building blocks that we've outlined as part of the program. The first is the institutions pillar that is taking the form of the member-based organization Intersect and other similar organizations that are forming the institutional fabric of our community. The second is democratic consent, and this is the combination of on-chain and off-chain governance processes that went live in September with the Chang hard fork. And finally, the pillar we're here to talk about today, the Constitution, which is going to be the bedrock and the guardrails of the system and how we cooperate with one another. Before we get into the Constitution, I wanted to briefly touch on the first 2 pillars and how they're connected. So back in Edinburgh in 2022, I put out the call for volunteers to join an informal discussion group on the topic of Cardano governance. The Civics Committee was born a few months later with what seemed like a simple mission: to make the governance of Cardano fair, accessible, and transparent. Over countless hours of work and discussion, their primary task for 2024 was facilitating a ratification period from the interim constitution to the version we see before us today. The Constitution Ratification Working Group was established to convene experts and drafters of the Constitution, and those of you who tuned in yesterday already met some of those brilliant minds, like Danielle, who was the superstar of yesterday, Joelle, Lloyd, Jose, Adam, Einstein, Nico, and of course our champion here in Nairobi, Mercy. And so I'll turn it over to her to speak a little bit more about the process.
Thank you very much, Michael. As I said, very happy to be here. For many that actually may be looking at this stream, and even from the community, because people haven't had a chance to see a lot of the work that has been done in the background, might think that this has been a bit rushed. I do want to assure us, and maybe as time goes on, we'll be able to show a bit more what kind of process we have gone through, because the culmination that happened yesterday wasn't, as I said, it wasn't a few months. It's been since the beginning for Cardano, and especially for the Voltaire period, it's been a period of 2 years. When we decided to get to this convention, we realized that for many in the Cardano community, especially even for those in Africa, in Southeast Asia, South Asia, a lot of our community members find it very difficult to get online, to actually be part of some of the discussions that, everybody hear about so loudly on Twitter, on Zoom, and so on and so forth. This process did its due diligence, whether by resources, and again, thank you to Charles for sparing no expense to make sure that this happens. We are happy that yesterday we were able to agree with the Constitution. So hopefully a lot of these will be funded from community treasury. But basically 1,400 participants from all over the world had their say, and how many countries was it? Was it 63?
Over 50.
Yeah, over 50 countries and 63 communities. So as we can see, those are the photos all over the world. And then I'll show you what the global distribution was. So we heard from people not only in North America, but also in South America, in Africa, as I've mentioned, all over the world. In fact, every continent is actually represented here. We feel very privileged. We feel very happy that we were able to hear from people that we wouldn't otherwise have heard from. We know that there has been versions of the Constitution. We are very grateful for community members that actually came together to quickly spin up versions. We recognize the Cardano Foundation for the work that they did in looking at, some of the drafts that had come ahead, and, they were able to sort of work off of that. But when it comes to the version that we worked off yesterday, it's been the most broad-based in terms of hearing from everyone. And we are happy that it inspired quite a lot of the community work that subsequently happened. I'm going to hand it back to Michael for him to tell us what our next steps are.
Thanks, Mercy. As Mercy said, 63 workshops around the world, each of them elected a delegate through a democratic process to come and represent them here at this convention today. And so, to remind you, the second pillar of Voltaire is democratic consent. And as a political scientist, I can tell you the hallmark of a democratic system is the peaceful transition of power. It has been the honor of a lifetime watching Cardano governance grow from its foundations, and with the final pillar, Cardano community has proven more than capable of governing itself. I am thrilled now to support the election of a new committee to lead future work streams through the community workshop voting tool. And so with that, I will turn it over to Adam in Buenos Aires, who is going to kick us off with summon voting among our delegates to see who will lead future work streams going forward. Adam, you there?
Maybe. There I am. Hello, everybody. Thank you. So I'd like to if everybody could give a big round of applause to Mercy and especially Michael for everything they've done to facilitate this so far. The two of you have sacrificed so much, done so much good for the community. We just can't thank you enough. So thank you. Okay, so we have some envelopes here for Delegate Committee 2 that I believe is being passed out in Kenya right now and here in Buenos Aires. So we should have a slide that will show a QR code to go to the website where this election will be held. So if we can get that slide up, please. What we are doing now is the election of the chair and vice chair for the Future Workstream Committee. During the process of finalizing this draft, it was identified that not everything can be contained within the Constitution text itself. And the delegates said, we need to be able to have some terms that help people understand what are these terms that we use that we know as ADA holders and members of the Cardano community, but others might need context of when they read this Constitution. We recognize that we need to have supporting documentation, the words from the delegates that can be put down, hashed, and placed on the blockchain so that when others go to look at this Constitution, they can understand the original intent of the delegates who voted for this Constitution or who put this Constitution together, and then the D-reps that voted to ratify it. So this is a chance for the delegates now to take control. This committee will be an autonomous body that will have control of itself. The Civics Committee, the Cardano Civics Committee of Intersect has pledged to support your organization that you run and help you facilitate whatever you need. And the delegates are all going to be in charge. The alternates are all invited to join them. And you may also include any subject matter experts, such as interim constitutional committee members that you would like to invite, because it's all in your hands now. So if you will please scan the QR code or go to the website that is on the screen, and then give me a thumbs up or something to indicate that you are there. You will enter your email address and get the magic link to log in. And at that point, you should be logged into the system. No, only delegates are voting. Please, thank you. Registration should not be active yet. Right now, you're just logging in. Yep, right now you're just logging in. Every delegate who has come to this room to be part of this vote is welcome to vote. And alternates, I'm sorry, but you are not eligible to vote, but you are eligible to serve on the committee. So, has every delegate had the chance to scan the QR code? We need one more code over here for this delegate, please. Jose? This delegate needs another code. Thank you. 2. Thank you. Delegates. Delegates. Is she sick in the room? Okay. Do the delegates agree that if a specific delegate is not here, their alternate can be recognized? Okay, I'll take that as the paddle being yes. Okay. Can we get a temperature check? This is for delegates and any alternate who is representing a delegate who cannot make it. So Mercy, if you could make sure of that on the Kenya side? Yes. I have to do a temperature check. Okay. This is for leading the Future Workstreams Committee. This will be the body that does the documents. Okay, so Mercy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Adam, can you hear me?
I can now, yes. Has everybody had a chance to log in with the QR code?
Not yet. Adam, give us a few minutes.
Not a problem. So we'll leave the QR code up so everybody has a chance to log in who is a delegate. Okay. A lot, actually. Well, this is the circumstance we're working with. They didn't come to the session. Would you rather not have the vote? They're going to be mad. History is made by the willing. There's a lot of things that should be happening. I really wish we had done this. Yeah? You'll have to, we'll get to that, don't worry. Okay. Or does it say? Yeah. It says registration not active, right? Registration will be active.
Adam, does this also include defining the definition?
Yes, this does include defining the definitions. Question? If there's an alternate who will be representing a delegate and they have that delegate's request to represent them, please come forward and show your verification to Einstein. You've been volunteered. Any delegates coming in late, please come forward to receive your code. It does not matter what email you use. You just have to be able to receive it so that you can get the magic link to log in. This is the same tool that almost everyone used for your constitutional workshops. What's that? Talk to the gentleman in the red lanyard, I think. He has a code for you. What's that?
To make sure that we have a plan for the future with stream. Because once we leave here,
You're fine. Don't worry.
sometimes it's very difficult to start again and get some of these things done. So let's try and get it done. At least we have a chair. That's big progress, right? Basically, that's what we're doing now. Are we all happy with that? Yes. Boaz, are you good? Do you have a code? Okay. Adam, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mercy.
Perfect. Can you sort of summarize what we are doing right now?
Absolutely.
And I think that will also help for our, virtual viewers, those that are viewing, sort of how we got here in a sense.
Absolutely. So what we should be doing now is having all of the delegates and only the delegates go to the QR code that they can see on their screen and logging in. And then the delegates will be registering for the tool.
Right. And Adam, it's because yesterday there was a big part of the process that we had in terms of making sure that we future. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yesterday we all agreed that the delegates would be forming a special committee to guide the future work streams.
Right.
Yes.
And what is happening now is that we're choosing a chair
Yes,
for
we're
that
choosing the chair.
future work stream. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Are we also choosing like a deputy chair?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Thank you.
We're not live streaming?
Just a point of clarification on the floor here. A few of us are just wanting to raise that the feeling that we have is that yesterday we elected to have a special committee to address the documents that would be added, and I understand that's under the umbrella of this person, but
right.
just clarifying that the people who raised this, who stood up and elected to be considered for that, this is a much larger scope if you're overseeing all of the potential work streams that are here, not just the formation of those documents and the addition of those into the process of being part of the Constitution.
I was under the impression that you wanted those, but if you would like to hand the work streams back to any other committees, such as the Cardano Civics Committee, you may hand any of those back.
I'm not asking on behalf of myself. I'm just asking for clarification for those who stood up and said that they wanted to do that as it was presented yesterday, and then secondarily on behalf of anyone who would have potentially wanted to do this kind of a role versus the one that we talked about.
Right.
And then I also open to if other people on the floor. This is really a question to the delegates. Maybe do you guys feel that that's what we did? And if that's the case, then But a few of us here in conversation sort of felt that we're proposing a special committee that's not actually what we talked about yesterday.
Since you just said we can just hand them back to the civic committee, I think it's fine. So if those elected chair members then think they can't handle it, they can just hand it back, correct?
That is correct.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yes, so right now everybody should be logged into the website. Mercy, on your end, has everybody logged into the website?
So I'm on the registration started screen.
Give me like 30 seconds. Let me do a final check.
Okay.
Adam, just registration started, correct?
Registration has started, yes.
Yeah, so I don't have anything else to do.
Okay.
Voting has not started.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. So once you have logged
Yeah.
into the website, you enter your email address, and that gives you the link to log into the website. So everybody should have done that by now, or soon. It is very important that if you register, you only check the box if you want to be a candidate. And we can get to that part soon. Mercy, let me know when you are ready to go.
Jack and Michael and Lorenzo are doing amazing work here. They are going around checking that everybody is ready. So just give us a few more minutes and we will be ready to roll.
That is wonderful.
Adam.
Yes, Mercy.
Adam,
Yes, Mercy.
we are ready.
Wonderful.
Nairobi is ready.
Tech admin, if you could show the delegates the registration screen. What everybody can do now is you can register for workshop, and I see I have a question for clarification.
Yes, thank you. Katarina from Serbia. We were just discussing if it would be possible to have chair and co-chair, but to have a vice chair as well, because it's a large group of people, if we could vote for that as well. I mean, it's not going to be 2 weeks to finish this work, so some people might be off, and we need more people, not just responsibility on one person.
How about this? We will give you the top 5 vote getters, and between the top 5 vote getters, you can self-organize and choose your own rules. Okay. I know. I'm the fun uncle, not the strict dad. Okay, tech admin, could we have the website on the screen, please, to show the page? Thank you. Okay, so you should have a ability to start registration. So tech admin, please press the little arrow above the word convention. That works, okay. So what everyone should see on their screen is the ability to register for a workshop. If you have not already, please make sure that you register for a workshop and type in your code. When you type in your code and add your name, you will see the Convention Delegate Committee 2 workshop added to your list. You might also notice that there are other workshops on your list. If you attended previous constitutional workshops that use this tool, you can disregard those for now. But you are looking to join the Convention Delegate Committee 2 workshop by entering your code. And make sure that you check the box, register as candidate, if you wish to be a candidate for one of the chair positions. If you do not wish to be a candidate for one of the chair positions, then you do not have to check that box. You will still be able to vote. We will show you the top 5 vote getters from that list. I'll get to that. So at this time, everybody please make sure that you register. And Kenya, once everybody has registered, please let me know.
All right.
see the one that you didn't register. Yeah.
Adam. Yeah. Adam, we have a question.
Question.
Yeah, I was just hoping that we could get the. Sorry, it's very early. The people who are asking to be elected.
We will get to that, yes.
No, I was hoping to have them on stage.
We will get to that, yes.
And then have them repeat their names like a couple of times.
That is the plan, yes.
All right, thank you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mercy.
Perfect. We have a question from Nairobi.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the question, I can take it for her. The question is that, is it possible to now, okay, so yesterday we had a few candidates. Today, somebody wants to add their name to the list of candidates. Is that possible to do?
Yes, this is an entirely new registration than yesterday. If they click the box to register as candidate, they will be a candidate for this election.
I will give this to Lorenzo to, for him to explain what the tech requirement is right now, what we are asking for.
Hello, hi Adam, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, so the question from the candidates that were presented yesterday is, do they need to register again as a candidate because this is a new vote?
Yes, this is an entirely new vote. So if you clicked the box yesterday, register as candidate, you must also click the box today, register as candidate.
Okay, I think some candidates didn't get that. So can they register again, or now that they use the code is invalid?
They will need to use a different email address and get a new code, or we can pass out the codes for convention set 3 and do an entirely new
Okay, let's do convention set 3 because there is a few of them and we don't have enough codes left.
Okay.
We have another batch, we can do the 3.
Yep.
Yes. Is that okay for you? I'll pass it back to Mercy.
We're going to do this until we get it
Thank you.
right, so
Thank
everyone
you
is
very
represented.
much.
And just wanted to say, Adam, what a great opportunity this has been to experiment with all kinds of different blockchain voting technologies and learn how they work in the real world here.
Build in public, they said. It'll be fun, they said.
Absolutely.
Okay. All candidates, all delegates, please go back. You will be register for workshop again. This is a new register for workshop. You will be receiving a new slip of paper with a new registration code. With this new registration code, you will still be logged in, so you can use the same address. But with this new registration code, you will be getting the chance to register for Convention Delegate Committee 3. We are now going to be registering people for Convention Delegate Committee 3. All delegates are able to register for this. When you write down your name, please look to see the box. And if you would like to be a candidate for one of the chair positions, please check the box that says register as candidate. If you wish to vote, but you do not wish to be a candidate for one of the chair positions, please do not check that box.
What secrets are you?
I have started registration. So now that everybody has received their codes, I hope, I have started registration. You may now start registering.
Purposefully in place of this.
I need one more code. Hey, tech admin. That's for, register for that. Oh. Yeah, we have to do a new registration. If you're still logged in, all you have to do is just register, and register right there. We're going to do 3 instead of 2. Do it right now. Yep, live in public, it's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the key was missing.
You want this one?
Yeah, go ahead and put on. Yep.
Another registration code? Okay, yeah, we have one person over here that. Yeah, no, you're good.
But guys, you gotta use them because we could get you off. Some of you get you off. You're good right now. Okay. Delegates here, let me know if you have any problems. Delegates in Buenos Aires, let me know if you have any problems registering for Convention Delegate Committee 3. And delegates in Nairobi, let your helpers know if you have any problems. And as soon as Kenya is ready, you let me know and we will proceed here. I'll make sure that Argentina is ready.
Okay. Adam, it looks like Kenya and Nairobi is ready.
Buenos Aires, are you ready? Buenos Aires is not quite ready, so we'll give them another minute.
Okay. Whilst we are doing that, I do want to give a big shout out to the Clarity team for the amazing work that they did with regards to the voting yesterday. Logan and Matt, thank you very much for that smooth voting.
Okay, Buenos Aires, are we ready? Excellent. I am now going to end registration. and I will start voting. Would all of the candidates who would like to be seen please come forward to the stage, your respective stages in Kenya and Argentina, so that you can introduce yourself to your fellow delegates. And Tech Admin, could you open up the Convention Delegate Committee 3 screen, please?
Run us up there.
Now, all delegates, what you should see on this screen is a box where you can search for candidates, and you can select up to 5 candidates, putting them in order in which you would like to see them selected to the chairs of the committees, the co-chairs of the committee. So they will be given points based on the order in which you rank them, and then the aggregate points will determine the order in which they appear on the list. So why don't we start by having all of the candidates in Kenya speak first, and then once all of the candidates in Kenya have introduced themselves, we will have all of the candidates here in Buenos Aires introduce themselves.
Hello,
Please,
everyone.
please also spell.
My name is Evans Kisanga, a delegate from Tanzania. I wish to participate in helping and supporting the works that are going on in the community, because I believe there will be a lot to be done. So I'll appreciate it if you vote for me. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maureen from Douala, Cameroon, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Hello, this is Boaz Balume from Goma, DR Congo. I'll appreciate if you vote for me. Thank you.
Morning, everyone. My name is Nathan Ganapi. Yesterday, I was hesitant to take up this from peer pressure. But today, I realized if we're going to do something, you might as well do it 100%. So I hope you guys would consider me for your vote. Thank you.
Okay, Bio Obu, delegate from Lagos. I believe that change starts with us. And this is me putting up myself to be among the us. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Teliwe from South Africa. This is me putting up my name. As a teacher, I have learned to read the room and be able to understand everybody. And that's what I'm bringing up. That's what I'm bringing forward to say, let me be part of this. Like yesterday, it was mentioned that this is a living document. So let me help be part of those who are growing this document, making it fit, maybe not fit, but making it healthy as we are laying something that other blockchains are going to be on it. So let us be, please make me the one to take part on this.
Excellent. I'm Ken Ladd, community in 2020, went to law school, so I'll be a lawyer in Wyoming in February. Look forward to helping the community in that regard. My vision for this would be to empower smaller groups of people and leave it up to how they want to organize themselves and work semi-autonomously. And at the coordinating level of this organization to synthesize things and put them together. But this is an incredible amount of work. So coordinating that would be my objective as sort of mediator. So thank you.
My name is Max van Rossum from the Netherlands. My background is in economics, studied at the University of Amsterdam. And may wisdom, transparency, and openness guide this committee.
Gabriel Talamantes from El Paso, representing Austin. Looking at the panel that we have here, I have extreme confidence that we have a competent group here. I have background in music and supporting some of my disenfranchised people back home, but may the best 5 win.
Awesome. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Thornhill from the country of Georgia. I sent some information in Telegram, not to overspam you, but just to give you a little bit background. Been with Cardano for a very long time, 2018. Started from scratch the Cardano community in Georgia, which now successfully has several projects with government. I have a good track record of managing companies. I have several on my LinkedIn. Please feel free to link up with me no matter what. I have the time, I have a team behind me, and I think that I have the skill set that would be needed to get this huge amount of work over the line. Thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Cash, also known as Zach. At first I was reluctant to do this, just like Nathan. I think we can relate a lot on that, but as we kind of talk through it today, I definitely want to be involved in any capacity, right? Because this is a lot of work, and we still have a ton of work to do as delegates to make sure that we get the definitions in place first and foremost, and continue to push each other to keep doing these workshops so that we can have the best literature associated with our Constitution so that people from around the world can understand it. So I don't really mind being an alternate or anything like that. I just want to be involved in some capacity to help guide this process forward.
Hello, my name is Lee Yost. I run Joker Pool. I was a little reluctant, like some of the other people. However, this is so important, and there's so much work to be done. I just want to be able to help make sure that we get the Constitution exactly where it needs to be, because there's so much work. The definitions are so important, and I just want to make sure that I can facilitate that.
Just before I start, AV team, can you please put our Nairobi crew on the big slide here? And could we just give them an opportunity to introduce themselves, because they were on the teeny tiny screen just so our Buenos Aires room know who they are. Thank you. Kia ora, everybody. My name is Inji Martini. I am from Aotearoa, New Zealand. I don't want to get into too much extra detail because I did give a spiel yesterday, but where I can add, I think, more value, or what you may not know about me is, as a software developer by trade, I've shifted off the tools and been working closely in community with my people in the rural communities in New Zealand. And what I think is really important is, and I don't believe it's just us who feel this way, but I feel the commitment and responsibility to seeing this Constitution through and to ensure, because yesterday we didn't have any governing body overseeing the future work streams. And when we had said that that piece of work was going to be attached to the role of this body, that was the indicator for me to stand up, because it's so important to us to make sure that these future work streams and these processes and procedures are done properly and are transparent for us to be able to know how to take this Constitution forward. So I'm truly committed to doing this work with you all. However, to our delegates, it's going to need each and every one of you and the skills that you have. So although we may be, I guess, supporting and managing us to be able to get the work started and done, we're going to need each and every one of you as well. So with that, my name is Inji Martini. It's a weird one, E-N-G-I-E, when you're looking at the list. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria Carmo. I represent the delegates from São Paulo, Brazil. I feel like I want to contribute in any capacity. There is a lot of good people on here, and it's just because I'm taking this problematic of language and multi-language content and open and wide as much as I can to language the content about Cardano. I have been hiding myself forever. It seems not like that, but I haven't been stepping out, but I'm stepping out today for our community, for Latin America, for Brazil. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, all of the candidates. Okay, so now if we can get maybe a timer up for 3 minutes. Everybody please grab your devices, and we will start voting. So please, let's go ahead and vote. You can vote for up to 5 candidates. You will choose up to 5 candidates on the list. Please put these candidates in order in which you would like to see them be possible chairs, be co-chairs. They will receive points based on the order in which you receive them. The person who you put at the top of your list will receive 5 points. The second person will receive 4 points, on down, etc., etc. And then we will total up the points, and we will present you with a preliminary list of how many points each candidate received. That we will produce the file that has all of the results and present it to the delegate body as a whole for all of you to audit amongst yourselves. And you can use that list of 5 candidates and consider them to be your chairs among yourselves. You can decide whether you want to make them co-chairs, have one be a head chair. The rules of the committee will be up for you to set as you organize. Question. Can we get a microphone?
Where's the question? Where's the question at?
Over there.
I have a question. I'm sorry, I don't remember. How was the name of the lady with the yellow dress in Nairobi?
The names of
The candidate.
Kenyan
That was Maureen.
It's Maureen, Maureen, and she is the delegate from Douala, Cameroon.
I see at least one candidate that didn't speak that's on this list.
If they chose not to speak, I don't want to pressure them to have to speak. So,
But can we still vote for them?
you can vote for anyone on the list.
Okay, got it.
Oops, you won.
I just want to point out that Maureen looks amazing today.
We have come to the end of our time, but I will ask you mercy. Does anyone in Kenya need more time to vote?
Hi, Adam. Give us 1 more minute. Is that okay?
That is absolutely fine.
Has anyone not voted? I'm going to tell them that we are ready. We are ready. Hi, Adam.
Hi, Mercy.
From Nairobi, Kenya, we are ready to proceed.
Thank you, Mercy. Argentina, are you ready to proceed? I see no objection to proceeding here in Buenos Aires. I am ending voting, and let us see what the results are. We have preliminary results. Let's wait a moment, and they should appear on the screen. There we go. In rank number 1, delegates, here is the results of your committee vote. Rank number 1 is Enji Matene. Rank number 2 is Ken Ladd. Rank number 3 is Andrew Thornhill. Rank number 4 is Nathan Angelo Lopez Canape. Rank number 5 is Maureen. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you for all of your work for the community. I'm going to turn it back over to Kenya.
Give us a minute, Adam.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now we are done. We are entering into the session for delegate presentation. I will introduce Darlington, delegate from Nairobi, Kenya.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Cardano community, Nairobi, Kenya, Buenos Aires, the Cardano Twitter drama community. Cardano and Africa might seem like an unexpected pair at first glance, but together, they are positioned to lead the world in addressing challenges that have plagued societies for decades. The systems and tools that we rely on for a while now are starting to show their shortcomings and frailty. They struggle to handle something as fundamental as helping people live and thrive together. For example, as a resident of the US and East Africa, when I'm in East Africa or West Africa, none of my banking apps work. But when I'm in the US, all of my African banking apps work. This is where Cardano comes in, with its research-driven first principle approach. It's tackling hard problems for 1 billion people, but approaching each problem one person at a time. Financial freedom, self-sovereignty, safety, security, transparency, open governance. These are not just buzzwords. They are markers on the path to a better future. In Africa, the largest cohort of educated youth ever is saying no to societal structures that do not champion these tenets. They want and they are starting to demand financial freedom, self-sovereignty, safety, security, and open governance. Africa and Cardano, I'm here to report, are ready. Africa is ready to redefine what civilization can be. And Cardano is ready to provide the tools to make this new era a reality. Together, they are the catalyst, pun intended, for an unprecedented transformation. With 1.3 billion people and the world's fastest growing youth population, Africa is the perfect place for innovation. Beyond the foundational work of organizations like IOG and Emergo Africa, the wider Cardano community is stepping up to this challenge with remarkable efforts across the continent. Here are just few examples of how this is happening across Africa. There have been 50 funded Project Catalyst proposals with $1.8 million US and 3.57 million ADA already deployed to projects in Africa. There were 12 constitutional workshops funded by Intersect, thank you very much, hosted in 11 different countries across the continent. Together, Africa and Cardano are already starting to build a future where innovation meets real-world impact. Building on the alignment between Cardano and Africa that I've mentioned earlier, I'd like to share some examples we've gathered from friends and peers across the continent at workshops and other Cardano events. These stories highlight the important role Cardano is playing in these local communities. One, competition to monopoly. Support for startups and young entrepreneurs is almost non-existent in many areas, and in others is stifled by legacy monopolies. The fact that Cardano is a permissionless global economy, that's an incredible alternative to these outdated local systems. Two, in much of the continent, banking services and loan products are practically unheard of, with some exceptions like Kenya, where digital money and payment systems are more common. For the most, the idea of investment or wealth building is very foreign. And lastly, by introducing local communities to the global communities that is Cardano through platforms like Zooms and Twitter Spaces, in spite of all the drama that happens there, we are starting to foster collaboration across Cardano projects. Groups like WADA, Empower, and Light Nation have taken the lead in these areas. And even with the little efforts that has been made, the results have been transformative, creating amazing opportunities and driving real change in each of these local communities. These examples demonstrate that Cardano is a bridge that is connecting communities and empowering people to reimagine their futures all over the world. Because Cardano is decentralized, it is very hard to collect on-chain data, so we have to resort to just surveys at workshops and just one-on-one conversation. But here are some numbers on the screen highlighting the Cardano communities in Africa and some other numbers in general. From conversations I've had with other workshop hosts and data from my workshop here in Nairobi, here are some things that were top of people's minds when it came to the road to the Cardano Constitution. Almost everyone I've spoken to, and I've heard the same from other hosts, a lot of people wanted the same thing for Cardano to continue and to grow. They wanted that this infrastructure we're building to be inclusive, and they want it to be safe. Thanks for the founding entities for getting us this far. Thanks to Intersect for playing a pivotal role in guiding the Cardano community through this important transition, ensuring the network's continuity. My name again is Darlington with Light Nation crew here in Nairobi. I am the Nairobi delegate. Thanks to WADA Africa, thanks to Cardano Africa Academy, King Boaz from Goma, Megan in Cameroon, and everyone working every day to bring Cardano and Africa together. And now I'd like to introduce my colleague here on the continent, Laurentine, who will share some words about the Cardano French-speaking community.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's a great honor to stand before you today at this esteemed convention representing the vibrant French-speaking Cardano communities in Africa. My name is Laurentine Jatta, and I am the delegate and Cardano hub lead from Burkina Faso. I would like to recognize Madame Efia here for the Accra hub lead for giving me the opportunity to speak at this convention. She was elected to speak, and she gave me the floor, and I really appreciate it. Francophone Africa is a region of immense potential and dynamic population, innovative spirit, and growing interest in blockchain technology. There are 29 French-speaking countries in Africa, and 21 of them are recognized for Francophone countries. Over the past years, we have witnessed the increasing adoption of blockchain in these regions, not only as a tool for economic empowerment, but also as a means of solving long-standing socio-economic challenges. I'm here today to share our journey, discuss the opportunity for collaboration, and highlight how Cardano can play a transformative role in the growth of Francophone Africa. Let me start by explaining why Cardano is uniquely suited to Francophone Africa's need. Cardano's design is built for scalability, sustainability, and interoperability, which align perfectly with the challenges faced by developing regions. One of its most compelling features is its focus on financial inclusion, an essential need for the many unbanked communities across Africa. With Cardano proof of stake model, we have a blockchain that is transparent, energy efficient, and highly secure. This reliability builds trust, a critical factor for adoption in regions where trust in traditional systems is low. The potential areas where Cardano can make an impact are enormous, from agriculture, where it can improve supply chain transparency, to education, where it can certify credentials, to remittances and ID solutions. The possibilities are endless. Francophone Africa is often referred to as untapped market, and for a good reason. The region is seeing growing interest in penetration in mobile adoption, laying the groundwork for blockchain-based solutions. However, there are significant challenges, including financial exclusion and limited access to modern banking systems, which blockchain can directly address. I am currently participating in a project based on Cardano by a group of French-speaking Africans to solve the problem of lack of security and transparency in tontine in Africa. A tontine is a financial arrangement or mutual aid system where members contribute money or resources into a common pool, which is later distributed to participants on a rotational or need-based basis. And this week, we performed our third test, and I can say the project is on a right track. In Africa, tontines are a cornerstone of informal economies and community-based financial systems. They serve as a tool for saving credit and mutual aid. They are practiced in most parts of Africa and are known in some places as Isusu, or Jangi. Members will contribute money periodically. It can be weekly or monthly. The total is given to one member, and the cycle repeats itself until the last members have received the lump sum. Tontines are particularly popular among women, helping them to save, access capitals, and achieve financial independence. A Cardano blockchain-based tontine will enhance trust, efficiency, and accessibility while reducing costs and fraud, empowering scalable and secure saving solutions across Africa. Another exciting factor I would like to mention is the entrepreneurial spirit of the youth. Africa has one of the youngest populations globally, and these young people are tech-savvy and eager to embrace innovation. The Incuba Hub that I lead had the opportunity to collaborate with the Goma Hub in DR Congo to train 10 developers from our hub in blockchain development. The training was very brief, But that did not prevent some of the developers to continue developing their skills in this area. Recently, I was approached by one of the beneficiaries who expressed his gratitude to us for introducing him to the blockchain development. He is about to graduate, and his project is based on a D-app that he has developed. He requested also that we establish a blockchain incubation center in our hub, and we have been able to gather a couple of developers who are ready to join. But the problem they underline is the lack of resources for French-speaking users. And truly, French-speaking developers face several challenges while working with the Cardano blockchain compared to other blockchains. Documentations, tutorials, and developer tools for Cardano are predominantly in English, creating barriers for non-English speakers. Cardano has a less established French-speaking developer community compared to blockchains like Ethereum and Binance Smart Chain, and this prevents peer support and collaboration. And Cardano is less prominent in French-speaking countries than other blockchain. This brings fewer entry points for developers. And to unlock these potentials, we need French language resources to provide material in local language, and this will remove barriers and encourage wider adoption. Community building efforts have been at the heart of our work. Through education, training, and outreach programs, we have empowered individuals and groups in Burkina Faso, DR Congo, Senegal, and Cote d'Ivoire. With the Incuba Hub particularly, we have also established partnerships and collaboration with universities in Burkina Faso to expand Cardano reach and strengthen the ecosystem in Francophone Africa. Looking forward, our vision is one of collaboration and growth. To truly integrate Francophone Africa into the global Cardano ecosystem, we need more resources in French, educational materials, tools, and partnerships that cater to the unique needs of this region. We also envision greater representation for Francophone Africa in Cardano's governance, development, and innovation processes. But most importantly, we cannot do this alone. I invite the global Cardano community to join us in building impactful projects that bring real change to millions of lives. And I want to end with a quote that embodies our collective mission. With Cardano, we don't just imagine a better Africa, we build it together, one block at a time. Thank you very much for your attention, and we look forward to collaborating with you and making this a reality. Thank you. I would now like to introduce our delegate from Sri Lanka. I forgot his name.
Kavinda is coming up, and thank you so much, Laurentine. I'm so happy that we are hearing the names of some of the power, the power women in Africa, Efia, Laurentine, of course, Maureen, Megan, and so on and so forth. At this point, I will hand it over to Kavinda. As we know, Kavinda is very accomplished. He's actually on the board of Intersect, very hard worker. He's been doing amazing work in South Asia. Let's give it to Kavinda.
Thank you so much, Mercy. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody else joining in from around the world. And hello, Argentina. I hope you can hear me. And it's an honor to finally represent the South and Southeast Asia region here at the Cardano Constitutional Convention. So let's explore how this region's vibrancy and diversity align with Cardano's vision for financial inclusion, governance, as well as innovation. So if you take South and Southeast Asia, this region is home to over 2.6 billion people. And in this room, apart from Singapore, 2.2 billion people is represented by 6 different countries. It's a region that is rich in culture and talent, yet millions remain underbanked or unbanked. Cardano has the potential to transform this landscape by fostering innovation, financial inclusion, and the decentralized governance. Although this region is quite big, I will try to keep this below 5 minutes. So let's start off with Sri Lanka, where I'm from. So Sri Lanka is a country that has a rich history of decentralized governance that has been long lost. The ancient village councils, known as the Gam Sabhas in the local language Sinhala, exemplify the participatory decision-making that resonates with Cardano's values. Today, Sri Lanka leads the regional efforts through the Intersect Council Hub, the second largest globally. Through this hub, we are also hosting workshops, university training sessions, as well as other community meetups, and also helping out developers and people to get on board with the governance sector. This historical alignment between Sri Lanka's governance roots and Cardano's vision for decentralization demonstrates the transformative power of blockchain in modern societies. Now, if we move on to the region, we have a lot of heavyweights in this region. Firstly, we take India. It's also represented in this room by Sharon. So India's vast population and the significant underbanked and unbanked segment has been presenting a unique opportunity. Events like the Cardano Codex Roadshow, which has been held this year, has been instrumental in engaging developers and showcasing Cardano's capabilities. And also Vietnam, a vibrant Cardano community that drives innovation through regular meetups and developer boot camps. And also we see a lot of exceptional decentralized applications that's popping up from this country. And also Indonesia is now making strides with workshops and stake pool expansion projects, actively onboarding new participants and addressing the large unbanked population. Then we have Philippines and also Thailand, which boast thriving blockchain communities with dedicated developers, and their projects are driving Cardano's adoption and innovation in the region. Singapore, although not represented in this room, I think it's represented in Argentina, has also been hosting workshops and a lot of events that fosters decentralized governance discussions and advancing blockchain applications through impactful blockchain events. Now, if you look at a little bit of data in the region, I'm not going to go into too much data because I think we've had a lot of numbers. So across South and Southeast Asia, within these 7 countries, these millions lack access to basic financial services. Cardano's mission has been to address this gap by delivering inclusive financial tools. For example, in countries like even Philippines and Vietnam, where over 60% of the population is underbanked, Cardano can empower individuals with secure, transparent, and affordable solutions. This is more than just a blockchain. I personally believe it's a path to empowerment. So how do we build a strong ecosystem? I think Cardano is actively engaging with developers, enthusiasts through workshops, conferences, and boot camps that have been held in this region. These events have been fostering collaboration and inspiring creativity. Partnerships with universities, businesses, governments have been paving the way for groundbreaking projects. Additionally, Cardano's multilingual approach in resources have been instrumental in this region to drive inclusivity, to bring everybody in, to empower communities, to join and thrive in the ecosystem without making language a barrier to take part in blockchain technology, especially within Cardano. So what's Cardano's vision for South and Southeast Asia? The Cardano's vision for the region, I believe, is very clear. Delivering financial inclusion to millions of unbanked and underbanked individuals. 2, advancing decentralized governance that's transparent and equitable. 3, fostering innovation with dApps that revolutionize sectors like healthcare, finance, logistics, and others. And also expanding on the blockchain education sector to equip individuals with skills for this growing economy. So I believe together we can shape a future where technology uplifts communities and decentralized ensures fairness and opportunities for all. So thank you all for allowing me to share this region's journey and a vision. I know it was not a lot of time to go into a lot of detail, which it deserves, but I also want everybody to remember that right here today, we are not together just building a blockchain. We are building a better future. I will also, before I hand it over to my colleague Adam in BA, I would steal 1 more minute to take this moment as a board member of Intersect to thank the unsung heroes behind this event, especially the Intersect team who's here, Jack and Lorenzo. Please give them all a round of applause. Lorenzo, Gemma, who's not here, as well as the IOG team, support team here, Ben, Dave, and of course, Michael, and everybody else here, as well as the voltage control team member, Reshma, who's also here, as well as Carol. And also in BA, I know a lot of people don't name drop a lot, but Adam, you're doing a great job there as well, and also Lloyd, as well as Lawrence, and every single person who's there from Intersect, as well as IOG. Thank you so much for hosting this event and also bringing together this vibrant community. I think we are creating history here, and it's only a beginning in the right step towards the right direction, and it's only a beginning, so we have a long way to go. So give yourself a round of applause for that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Kavinda. Over to you, Adam, in BA.
I'd like to introduce Engine. Yeah, come on the stage. Big round of applause.
Hello, hello. Kia ora. Thank you. Hutia te rito te harekeke. Hei keihia te komako e ko. He aha te mea nui o te ao, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. Tēnā koutou katoa. What is the most important thing in this world? It is people, it is people, it is people. Greetings, everybody. It is a... Greetings, everybody. I wanted to share with you a Māori whakatauki, a Māori proverb that we live by in our day-to-day. I stand here before you as a Māori kuki-airangi woman. I belong to the tribes of Ngāti Rangi, Ngāti Moerua, me Ngā Hapu o Te Hikatu. I was elected as the delegate for Aotearoa alongside Robert O'Brien as the alternate, here to represent our people, our community. I'm also representing Mātou, a collective dedicated to creating digital infrastructure that reflects and upholds the values and sovereignty of Indigenous peoples across our world. The journey to be with you today and achieve the aspirations of our people is guided by the promise of Te Tiriti o Waitangi, an agreement that almost 185 years on continues to challenge us to build a future grounded in justice, partnership, and the recognition of tino rangatiratanga, the right to self-determination and autonomy. Cardano's journey and the path of our people, Māori, share more in common than we might think. As we, the Cardano community, have been navigating the complexities of setting up decentralized governance, we have been working to reassert our own decentralized and sovereignty, recognized in writing in a contract signed in 1840, yet never fully honored by the Crown of Great Britain. It was certainly not an immutable contract. We're reminded of how long this journey has taken when last month, in Aotearoa, New Zealand, through 2 events which reached hundreds of millions of people across the globe via social media, Hana Rāwhiti Maipi Clark, a wahine, the youngest, bravest Māori woman in Parliament, rose and performed a haka. This haka carried with it the weight of her ancestors and our collective, was an assertion of our culture, our identity, of our resilience, and the commitment to the mission shared by Māori and non-Māori alike to protect that agreement, te tiriti o Waitangi. Soon after that event, a hikoi, a march of over 50,000 people, the largest ever seen in Aotearoa, protested against the proposed changes to the meaning of that agreement, a foundational document of Aotearoa's constitution. It enshrines partnership and the promise of tino rangatiratanga, which is self-determination and always will. This was not simply a protest. It was an expression of unity and a call to honour the commitments upon which our people coexist, care for each other, and on which Aotearoa has been built. I hope you see now the parallels with our Cardano community's journey. These moments here and those back home remind us that sovereignty is not just about systems and structures. It is about people. It is about the collective strength of those who rise to protect what matters most, and the enduring power of kaupapa and tikanga, traditions and purpose. To guide us forward. So why have Mātou chosen to build our Indigenous digital infrastructure to support sovereignty on Cardano? Why have Aotearoa's teams staked so much in building new economic, social and political systems on it? Because Cardano stands apart in its unwavering commitment to this decentralized future that prioritizes not just technological advancement, but a better world for all, respecting the unique differences of each community with their own cultures, rules, traditions, and purpose. Our journey as Māori is towards reclaiming power, not just being included in someone else's system. It's about rebuilding systems based on our rules, which predate theirs, grounded in our tikanga, our traditions, and guided by our kaupapa, our purpose. Cardano's journey is one of building better systems that enshrine decentralization of power from the start. So where we are aligned is in the vision not to simply include everyone in social, economic, and political systems, but to decentralize power itself, to ensure economic identity reaches every community in every corner of our world, even where there are no power grids, no internet, no infrastructure. Sometimes it's literally a Starlink in a backpack, a mission, and a recognition of the right to be, to build, and to prosper. In Māori tradition, mana motuhake, self-determination, is at the heart of who we are. Our people belong to hapu, tribes, that are nations in their own right. They must have control over their data, their identities, and their destinies. The work we're doing with Mātou aims to create a digital infrastructure based on this understanding, one that's not just open to, but co-designed with the communities it serves. By building on Cardano, we leverage a blockchain that aligns with our values, supporting economic independence, cultural resilience, and self-sovereign governance, and stands in solidarity with our goals. However, we must be really clear-eyed about the difference between inclusion and true decentralization. Too often, inclusion has meant opening the door to a room where the rules are already set. True decentralization is different. It means stepping out that room entirely, going into somebody else's space, meeting them where they are with an open mind and an open heart. To truly build something that works for everyone, especially those left behind by the systems we are working to make obsolete. We must resource this journey to true decentralization. We need to go to new places and we must greet new faces. It's really about ensuring that the barefoot child in a remote community has the same access to economic identity as somebody in a metropolis. But access alone is not enough. Their identity must honour who they are, their culture, their language, and their whakapapa, which means their connections to each other and to their place. Decentralization is powerful because it allows us to weave together the threads of our humanity into a vibrant, resilient whāriki, or tapestry. It's the celebration of diverse cultures and colours that brightens Cardano's future. It makes it possible for us to co-create new value in the world, value that could not exist without each and every one of us, all sharing our life experiences and embracing our differences. So as we gather here today, we have the opportunity to build something that does more than just include. It truly respects and uplifts the diverse cultures, perspectives, and wisdom that makes our world so rich. As we continue this journey, I look forward to one day welcoming you all to Aotearoa, New Zealand, our home. There on our whenua, we can reconnect, share the new learnings we will have realised together, and deepen our conversations on how to build a decentralised future that serves us all. How can we craft a system that values each of our unique contributions, and in doing so, continue to create something truly transformative to leave behind us as great ancestors for our children and theirs. Ngā mihi nui rawa atu kia koutou. Thank you. Thank you for your dedication. It's been a marathon this week, these last 2 years, really. Thank you for your efforts, your commitment to this shared kaupapa, our purpose. On behalf of my community, our delegation team, and Mātou, we are deeply grateful to be on this journey, walking alongside you as partners today and tomorrow. He aha te mea nui, te mea nui o tēnei a, maku e ki atu kia koe, he tangata, he tangata. What is the most important thing in this world? It is people, it is people, it is people. Nā reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou. Huri noa ki te ao, tēnā koutou katoa.
And to follow that, we have Lucas and Daniel. I'm not singing today. Well, I'm here talking with my good friend Lucas. Everyone is here in Latin America, our region, we're representing, and we're happy to have you here. I'm Daniel from Mexico. And well, it's an honor to be here today as we come together to shape the governance model that will define Cardano's future. I have the honor of representing this amazing region with so many countries, and that is as dynamic and resilient as Latin America. We are a region of extraordinary richness and diversity with more than 650 million people. We are united not by a single culture or religion, but by shared values and collective spirits of resilience. Our lands stretch across vast geographies, from towering mountains to dense forests, from urban centers to rural communities. Each contributing defines who we are. The diversity of our region is not the challenge, but what makes us strong, and we need to embrace that. It is a reflection of how the communities across Latin America adapt, innovate, and thrive even in the face of adversity. This same principle of unity through diversity is the same values of the Cardano ecosystem.
Within our region, we see a growing movement of individuals who believe in transformative power of blockchain technology. Developers, educators, and leaders are finding ways to bridge the gap between traditional systems and decentralized solutions. This grassroots energy, driven by passion and creativity, is a testament to the values we hold dear: collaboration, empowerment, and a vision of a better future for all. So why Cardano matters to Latin America? For generations, Latin America has been fighting with systems that exclude, divide, and often fail to serve the needs of its people. Yet, in the face of these challenges, the region has always found ways to rebuild, innovate, and move forward. Cardano represents an opportunity to accelerate this transformation by offering tools that are both inclusive and revolutionary. Millions in Latin America lack access to traditional financial systems. And as we've seen, that's something that happens not only in Latin America, but everywhere in the world, limiting opportunities for growth and stability to its population. Cardano can provide finance solutions that open this door, allowing people to access, manage, and control their financial resources without intermediaries. A history of corruption and institutional failures has left many disillusioned with centralized systems in Latin America. Blockchain technology, with its transparency and immutability, offers a way to rebuild trust, not just in governments and institutions, but in the systems that shape our everyday life. Economic instability has been a long challenge in the region, with hyperinflation and currency devaluation making it harder for people to get by each day. By leveraging Cardano's potential for stable, decentralized financial alternatives, communities can protect their assets and their way of life by creating new pathways to prosperity. With a youthful and tech-savvy population, Latin America is ready to lead in adopting and innovating with blockchain technology. Cardano's focus on education and sustainable development aligns perfectly with the aspiration of this dynamic and forward-thinking region. Cardano matters for Latin America because it embodies the values that define us as a region: equity, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of opportunity. It offers not just tools, but a vision, a decentralized, transparent, and inclusive system that empowers individuals and communities alike to shape their own futures. In many ways, the challenges Latin America faces are the same challenges the world must address: inequality, mistrust, and exclusion. But through our shared commitment to innovation and community, we have the chance to not only transform our region, but to inspire the world with what is possible when technology serves humanity. And that's why this is the region where the Cardano Constitution is being signed.
Hello guys. Well, I'm Lucas. Some of you might know me already. I'm one of the delegates from Argentina, together with Jose. And yeah, today I want to talk a little bit on the key constitutional things we, as a community, gather after all these workshops, and essentially what we in Latin America, in a big summary, of course, we see as priorities, right? So Latin America history is filled with struggles of marginalized communities fighting to be recognized. Indigenous people striving to protect their traditions, workers demanding fair treatment in systems that often excluded them. This battle were not just for survival, but for representation. The fundamental right to have a say in decisions that eventually shape their lives. This struggle resonates deeply within the ethos of Cardano. For us in Latin America, representation is not just a principle, it's a necessity. In a decentralized governance system, every voice must matter. But representation doesn't happen automatically. Just as Latin America history teaches us, it requires systems that create spaces for everyone, especially those historically left out. In Cardano, at least for us, it means empowering small area holders, creating accessible participation tools for everyone, and building transparency. Representation and economic resilience goes hand in hand in Latin America. History shows us that when people are empowered to have a voice and the tools to thrive, transformation follows. For Cardano, governments must reflect this truth. It's about creating a system where participation is meaningful, and opportunities are, the word, equitable, and prosperity is within reach for everyone, whether they hold a small amount of ADA or building large-scale projects on the Cardano blockchain. As I stand here today in the heart of Buenos Aires, my beloved hometown, a city that has witnessed revolutions, dreams, a relentless pursuit of progress, I actually feel we're making history, right? We have the whole world watching. The first day we had over 20,000 people watching what we're doing here in this room together. But, you know, besides all the technical stuff we're doing, everything we're doing for the protocol, at least in my view, I feel, and I'm going off the script here, I feel it's a message of hope, right? I think we are all here not just because we want to work on this or we're building a protocol or we are whatever building or working here. It's actually because we believe in something greater than ourselves, right? We believe that each of us can, with just some effort, we can be part of something bigger. And that's what we're doing here. We are building a constitution. I was talking the other days with some guys from high school, and they asked me, hey, Lucas, where were you all this time? And I said, I've been writing a constitution. Then I had to speak for like 2 hours to explain what Cardano was, what a blockchain was, and then we can start talking about what we need a constitution for that. But yeah, it's crazy. It's been 4 years since I joined the Cardano community, and at first I didn't fully understand the scope of what we were building. But today I see with crystal clarity. We are not just part of a project, we're part of a purpose, right? And we all follow that. This purpose connects us across countries, languages, age, and all backgrounds. It's the purpose of saying we can build systems that are fair, more inclusive, and more just. And in doing so, we can light a path for others to follow. Today is an historic day, not only for Cardano, but also for democracy. We are in Cardano, and in Cardano we don't just create systems, we create hope. And I believe if we can build a governance that works for Cardano, we can build governance that works for the world. Thank you.
I think next up we've got Max and Luca for Europe. No, that shouldn't be on there. Sorry, I'll get your slides sorted. Yeah, if you want, yeah. Okay.
I just want to say before I get started, seeing the dancing from Nairobi and also Angie singing, it reminds me of this African proverb which says, when the music changes, so does the dance. And if technology is the music, then Cardano is the dance. That's what it seems like, right? Dear delegates and fellow Cardano community, it's an honor to address you shortly on behalf of Europe and the countries that hosted a Cardano constitutional workshop. My name is Max van Rossum, and I'm the delegate from the Netherlands. 14 countries contributed to this Cardano constitution via workshop, and more provided their input in other ways. On behalf of all the delegates and co-delegates, thank you for bringing Cardano as far as it has come. Do you want to take this one? 574 years ago, the Gutenberg printing press was invented. 33 years ago, the World Wide Web was made public, and it has only been a few years since the surge in AI's popularity. But just under 16 years ago, Bitcoin's Genesis block was minted. And this was an innovation not about the speed of information, like the printing press or the internet, but rather of the trust in information. Ethereum, Cardano, and other blockchains have significantly evolved upon that core innovation of providing a trustless infrastructure, where trust is not required in a central authority. How information spreads has been shown to be one of the most impactful forces that changes how humanity functions. And we've all been witnesses to it. And at this moment, we are still in the midst of such a paradigm shift. As technology evolves, we also see that politics has never been so polarizing, with conflicts around us in the 21st century. Technology companies have never held such power, while the climate and extreme weather events and farming cycles are structurally changing. Crises unite people, and what unites us today is a disjointed and polarized world. And yet we come here to create a shared bedrock of reality. The potential of Cardano's governance is to unleash the creative power of the global community upon that shared bedrock. Our challenge lies ever ahead to build a robust and honorable governance that will continue to unite a global community. It will require great collaboration and action to overcome the challenges ahead. It will not be easy, but we must remember that we are united to create a better system and not a perfect one. On politics, few will disagree that many of today's systems must become more transparent and scientifically driven. Cardano is showing the world that that new paradigm of governance is possible, and that we are rooted on a shared bedrock of reality. On the growing imbalance of technology, Cardano enables anybody to take control of their digital self-sovereignty. This is native to Cardano's blockchain, where identities and value are in control of the individual. As for climate, which is a major concern in Europe, Cardano is a leader in its energy-efficient consensus protocol, but beyond that, the real power of the Cardano community, the real power of Cardano lies in its community. A community that innovates to tackle the positive impact that they wish to see in the world, from carbon sequestration to clean energy economies and sustainable housing in Africa. Cardano's infrastructure can power the positive impact that matters on both global and local fronts. What we do today in Buenos Aires is to approve the proposed constitutional text, which we have with 95%, which is incredible, and it can only be ratified on-chain by the entire Cardano community. After these steps, it's just the beginning still. This system we make is not complete, because it, like us, must of course still evolve. No one denies that we will learn much from the coming years of empirical governance data. We will discover how Cardano's ecosystem operates under its own governance. We will witness the constitution in practice, and we will see new connections form between people and technology. I can hardly wait for the first peer-reviewed papers to be written about the governance lessons that are undoubtedly waiting for us in the future. I will hand over to Luca after sharing this last anecdote from an old Dutch politician that happened to be sitting next to me on the plane to Kenya. He told me that Dutch governance was formed in large part due to the historic water crises in the Netherlands, and that there's an old saying in the Netherlands that loosely translates as follows: "Give us today our daily bread, and every now and then a water crisis." May we stay curious, optimistic, and turn the coming crises and challenges into our strengths. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Luca, the delegate from Vienna, and before I start, I want to briefly thank my family and my fiancée, because like Lucas also mentioned, I think they still don't know what I do for a living, but they are still there to support me every day. So yeah, Europe has long been a symbol of governance innovation. From the birth of modern democracy to the creation of the European Union, our continent has repeatedly shaped systems that prioritize inclusivity, collaboration, and shared values. These principles resonate deeply with Cardano's governance model. However, as the world grows more interconnected and challenges become more complex, Europe's governance systems are being tested. Traditional structures often feel distant and rigid. In traditional governance, participation often comes with barriers. I personally witnessed these barriers firsthand when I moved from Germany to Austria over 8 years ago, and ever since I have not been allowed to vote in Austria because I don't have an Austrian citizenship. Additionally, proposing changes requires significant influence, resources, or access to power. And decisions often happen behind closed doors, with transparency being more a promise than the reality. Governance cycles move slowly, tied to rigid frameworks that struggle to adapt to modern challenges. Cardano's governance model is a beacon of empowerment, a system designed for global digital community where holding ADA is your proof of citizenship. Owning ADA means you have a voice without boundaries or barriers. One ADA, one vote. And the beauty of it, it's happening on-chain in a way that anyone can verify. That's true transparency. From the mechanisms themselves to the tools, apps, forums, debates, Cardano enables unparalleled communication and collaboration. The result is a governance system that is not limited by geography or bureaucracy, but empowered by the collective insight and care of its community, you. But governance isn't easy. Caring isn't easy. Participating in Cardano governance means doing the work, researching topics, evaluating proposals, choosing the right DREP, or even becoming one yourself. It's a balance between what's best for you and what's best for the ecosystem as a whole. And yet, that effort is an investment, not a cost, because a healthy, resilient ecosystem benefits all of us. Our strengths lie within our community. We all contribute our views, votes, and ideas. The system will only be as insightful as the care each of us brings to it. That is what governance is, and that is what caring is. Together we are building an ecosystem that evolves, educates itself, and continuously adapts to the challenges for tomorrow. The European community continues to grow, with our Catalyst European Cardano community, multiple meetups, and with 14 constitutional workshops, which attracted over 200 participants. We proved our involvement within the Cardano community. To inspire us today and into the future, here are some amazing quotes from the European Constitution workshops. Together we build, from Italy. Ideas are what separate the mediocre from the great. Nikola Tesla, Serbia. Traveler, there is no path. The path is made by walking. Spain. People are the true driving force of a nation. Only when each person is valued and included, the nation prosper. Portugal. The most important is to have a constitution. It will not be perfect for all, but it will start the governance process for everyone on Cardano. Norway. United we thrive. Bulgaria. Love and control should go together. Estonia. The problem of writing rules down is that afterwards you're obliged to follow them, so they should be good ones. France. What we do today is a beginning. This constitution invites anyone to come and do that, not in some vague, frivolous way, but in a measurable, real, impactful way. One ADA, one vote, one comment, one transaction, one proposal can change the course of history. Thank you.
Now I'd like to welcome Astra to the stage.
Hey everyone. How did I get here? Wow. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for the whole Cardano community. Thank you for Estonia. I'm very glad to be here. So I am right now on stage because the whole week has been extremely emotional, full of a lot of people and experiences. I have heard approximately 70 stories, personal stories. And so here I go. I have heard 70, but I would love to hear more. And all these stories inspired me to put together some lyrics, and these lyrics came into real. There is a melody. I wanted to do it more inclusive with all the people, but I'm not seeing so much crowd, so I will do it more meditative for you guys. And so what stands out for me is that all of us here and in online and everywhere in the Cardano community and overall in blockchain community, we have something in common, right? What brings us here? And this conversation I have had with so many people, and we have found out that it's this behind, what is this behind with the collective intelligence is that we are always searching for some extra from our lives. So if I look into the life, what is a life? It's like a software or like an application. You log in, then you research the different pages there. Sometimes you get too comfortable, like, okay. But we are not the ones who get comfortable, right? And this collective intelligence has to stay in us. So where do we get from here is that we are all individual stories collected here. And this song is talking about your individual journey. So I call everyone to close their eyes. If you are at home, if you are here, don't look at me. I'm not the important one. You are. Just close your eyes. And think, I hope you can understand what I will be doing. Yesterday it was a good ride, a good and a long ride. Yesterday I saw that something new rise up inside of me. Yesterday I thought it's gonna happen today. Yesterday my eyes begin to shine, begin to see the way. Let me fly, let me call the sunshine. Let me fly, let me call the sunshine. Yesterday I learned how to read my own Bible. Yesterday I broke down all the walls. Yesterday my faith rose up and wandered around me. Yesterday my belief gave me the keys of my life. Let me fly, let me call the sunshine. Let me fly, let me call the sunshine. Let me fly, oh let me fly and call the sunshine.
the sunshine. Thank you, dreamer, for these dreams. And thank you, doers, for all these dreams. They really came true. Thank you for everyone.
All right, I believe next up we have Mauro.
Hello everyone, hello people in Kenya, hello people from all around the world. Thanks for these final keynotes before the signing ceremony. So, welcome everyone to Argentina, a country that has always known to open its doors to kindred nations and global citizens, even during the darkest crisis in human history. Welcome to a land of pioneers in the ideas of freedom, a nation that, time and again, has inspired the world. Welcome to the country of General José de San Martín, the liberator, freedom fighter, who challenged the limits of his era and left an unshakable legacy. After leading the battles that secured our independence in 1816, San Martín did not rest on the laurels and honors of the Rio de la Plata. Driven by higher ideals of freedom and justice, he organized a legendary crossing of the Andes in 1870, commanding an army of more than 5,000 men. Together, they faced extreme temperatures, as low as minus 30 degrees Celsius, and despite this immense adversity, liberate Chile in 1818 and Peru in 1821. His actions transcend personal glory, standing as a supreme example of honor and sacrifice. This is a man who brought freedom to 3 different countries. This is a spirit encapsulated in one of my favorite historical phrases, as is a rally cry that defines why we are here in this convention. Seamos libres, de lo demás no importa nada. Let us be free, for nothing else matters. This same spirit of determination, freedom, and commitment marked our young nation in 1813, when the Assembly of the Year declared freedom of wombs, ensuring that all children born in a slave's mother will be free, a groundbreaking measure implemented decades ahead of many other parts of the world. And it's with this pride that we welcome the Cardano community to Argentina today. I see in Argentina and its people many qualities of Cardano, and in Cardano, I see many opportunities to improve Argentina. Both have much to offer one to another, such as the remarkable talent of our local developers, who are many. I want to take a moment to thank Charles Hoskinson and Tamara Hassan for choosing Argentina together. Contrary to what many think, this decision was made before any political change in the country. With their remarkable ability to recognize talent and opportunity from afar, they made this choice on July of 2023, showcasing a visionary commitment to the potential of our talents. This event in itself is a living proof of how the future should look in Cardano. We work together with an honest collaboration between the community and institution to ensure an event that reflects the local essence and fulfills its purpose. It demonstrates the power of synergy, how locals, the community, and institutions working together can set progress in motion and add value. This is a perfect allegory of what should be applied across the ecosystem, without exception. I want to express my gratitude for helping us to organize this event, and despite the demanding schedule, let me get these final keynotes. They may be good or bad, short or long, appreciated or not, but they came from my heart. Seeing all of you here at the University of Buenos Aires in the Faculty of Law, where 15 presidents and 1 Nobel Prize winner have studied, fills me with pride. It is inspiring to know that many of you have had a chance to discover a country and have fallen in love with it. And here, in its remarkable venue, we are debating the Cardano Constitution. Today, December 6th, we gather for an historical event, the signing of the consensus-based Cardano Constitution, a charter of values and principles designed to guarantee rights and freedoms and opportunities for anyone in the world who uses the Cardano blockchain or is part of its community. This charter will not merely be a document. It will be a tool to confront human challenges, to fight corruption, and to protect the fundamental rights that, while often recognized on paper, are too frequently violated in practice. By design and essence, Cardano is and must remain a blockchain open to the world, a collaborative platform where every talent, every nation, every state, and every individual has a place. Allow me to emphasize, no talent, no nation, no state, and non-individual is redundant in Cardano. At the end of the day, beyond of the titles and positions, we are all Cardano community members. This is our strength, a community where anyone can participate, contribute, and help build a system that transcends the status quo. You can be an Argentinian lawyer, a Kenyan developer, or even an individual who wants to build a stablecoin or Cardano and inspire many of us, even when he passed away, like Matthew Plumbing. Thank you for coming to this corner of the world to draft these values that will guide Cardano. But let us be clear, the real work begins now. Implementing this constitution, engaging the community, and making the decision that will define our future. It will be a challenging task, but I'm filled with hope seeing you so many passionate people and talented individuals here today. If we fail all together. But if we succeed, it will be because we build something better that truly changes the world for the better. This is a long journey, one that only demands our commitment, but also our ability to inspire the generation that will continue this mission. If I could summarize the past, present, and future of Cardano in one sentence, it will be, Cardano inspires the uninspired. Thank you very much.
That concludes our programming for this morning. Hand here. Speech? Okay, well, yes. Welcome, Evangelos.
Thank you, thank you. Probably I missed that part of the application, so here I'll give our last keynote from Greece. So my name is Evangelos Karakatsis, and it is our honor for the Greek community and the country of Greece, and to be more accurate, the country it's called Hellas, and the community is a Hellenic community. So I'm really proud to be representing this, because before 2,500 years, we came up with an idea, democracy. So what is democracy? The funny thing is that we are still trying to find out what is democracy. In this very room, with people from all over the world, we are still trying to find out what is the best way to rule a nation, what's the best way to rule a country. So here we are, and we see that it's not so easy as we maybe thought before 2,500 years. And I would like to really thank Charles for taking that path, because he could just chill with his bitcoins or whatever and be really, really relaxed. But he said, okay, I'm going to take a part of the democracy, a part of the blockchain, a part of his own philosophy, and I'm going to implement it in maybe one of the blockchains of the world, in Cardano. So he chose that path, and this path really reminds me, if you think about these massive curved temples, so there were some temples in Middle East or in Asia, that the people that were start carving in, they knew that they would never see it finished. Maybe the grandchildren, they would be able to finish that temple. So Charles now took this path, he built that blockchain, he started the Voltaire era, and here we have our first constitution that we all know that's not going to be the last. It is our first solid foundation. And we really trust Intersect and the work that they did right now to put a solid foundation in. I believe they really have a solid foundation, and they invited us all from all over the world to put our sauce, to put our suggestions, to put maybe major changes as we added not including voting rights and delegation to the treasury withdrawals. So we truly had a part in this situation, in this process here, but we also had really great work from Joels, Daniela, and the whole Intersect team. What I would like to say to closing, I'm sorry for that, is that Charles, Cardano Foundation, Input, Output, and Emergo, they decided to burn their keys, burn their rights to run this blockchain, and give to us, the simple people, some more technical, some lawyers, some to whoever can contribute with any way here, to give us this tool, and if we use this tool right, we might be able to change the world. Thank you so much. Let's use it right.
And that concludes our programming, plus bonus speech. So we do have to clear the building. There are coaches waiting to take you back to the hotels where you will find lunch, and then we'll reconvene here for the signing ceremony a little bit later. See you then.